in this world, I'll love myself and I'll take myself as the priority. I'll love myself first. And then I found bond with my siblings. Then I knew these are the only people I have in this world because we went through it all together. And because we went through it all together, it made us tight. You know, life happens much later. But while we were going through it, I knew those are the only people I had in this world. But then it came into play when I was married. I got into a relationship and got married. I had no patience. I was like, anytime you leave, because my trauma was my mom was independent. She never had, my dad was not in the picture. And so my mom made it. So I got married and I was like, I will make it with or without a man. So I don't know what you went through, but whatever we go through either makes us or breaks us. Now we are the ones that give it that platform. You can take away that platform from whatever trauma it is that you went through. If it is being a people pleaser, you don't have to, because people can never really, really appreciate you for what you are giving. And you don't have to please everyone because then you become a doormat for anyone to step on. Love yourself first, put yourself first, and before you know it, love will find you, and those who truly love for you are or who are for you will come in and love you out as well. Now, I want to read some comments. I hope, Dina, that helps. Otherwise, the bit you said that you have so low self-worth, here is where we go or go wrong. Because of what happened to us growing up, then we devalue ourselves. We think we are, as the world has set measures, that is good enough. You don't have to be like the rest. Love yourself because God loves you. And if you do love yourself, others will find their way with you and love you along the way. But if they don't, or if they happen to come in late, that is still okay. You do you first, you love you first. And then people like Rogers will drop in as well, and so many others along the way. And Blessing says, okay, thanks. And Rogers says, I remember my mom was a talkative lady. Up now, I never lived liked a talkative lady. Never, 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 ever, and ever. Yeah, it's amazing what the things we go through in life, how they play much later. You grow around up around people who drink, and then you hate taking alcohol. You hate drinking. Why? Because you saw how people who are in your life were drinking and how it affected them. You're like, I will never drink. There's that gentleman I also met who said, my father was a drunkard and is the one who knocked me off alcohol because he would drink to a stupor and come home when he has peed, wet his pants and messed them up. And then my mom would have to take off and clean. So that is also abuse because of what he saw, witnessed growing up. And it's trauma. So that knocked him off alcohol. I know it wasn't a good thing, but it helped him in the end because now he's not drinking. And another one that I had was this gentleman who said, I will never have more than one wife. And he kept on saying it, I can never have more than one wife. I want to have all my children with one woman. He kept on saying that over and over, and we were wondering why. And he said the reason for this is because my father is an Al-Hajj and he had us over 50 children. And he would take us to the same school. As long as the woman finds out Hajj's children are in this school, all the women would bring the kids there. So when it's time to go home, Al-Hajj would bring a bus to take these kids back home. And he would read them name by name because they register with him. But this one had not registered, but the mom had told him, that's your dad, and you need to go in that bus because he would take you to his house. And while he was boarding, the man said, and what is your name again? Who is your mom? And these kids were watching. And it was such big shame. And he said that from that day, people started making fun of me. Like, my father doesn't even know my name. It's that bad for me. So he said, I can never, ever have more than one wife or one woman. Why? Because I want to know all my kids and I want to know who their mother is so that I don't ask, because that happened to him growing up. And because he was made fun of, he vowed never to have more than one woman in his life. So, guys, there's a lot that happens to us. Some of it is light, but some of it is really big and it hurts, and we carry it with us growing up. Now, Rogers here is saying that his mom was talkative and that knocked him off talkative people. He doesn't want to be around them because the mom was too talkative. Can you imagine? Now, all Rogers wants is money. As long as you have money, Rogers can be with you. You can talk, but as long as you have money. And Rogers says, Mommy, you remember me, my grand aunt. My grand aunt was a drunkard lady. You reminded me. My grand aunt was a drunkard lady. For sure, never drink alcohol. I know. Those things that we go through traumatize us to a point where we vow we will not become them, like the people that we were with. Or it is in rare occasions that we really adopt what we saw that was not good growing up. Now, I don't know what happened to you, Dina, growing up, but whatever it is, I pray that God will help you so that you do not be anymore a people pleaser, because then people take you for granted. Dina says, I've skipped her trauma. I don't see it, my dear. Dina, I can't see your trauma. The only trauma I see is due to childhood trauma. I don't see any other a description of it. That's why I keep on asking, what is it that you had as trauma growing up? It is after Rogers. Oh, you said being depressed at a young age is not a joke. Is that what you said? Because if that's what you said, then I've read that one. But it doesn't explain in detail what happened. So maybe you can rewrite it if you can, dear, and we'll go through it. But guys, it's a live chat and it's Friday, and the fact that you're here, it shows that you really really enjoy this channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're not subscribed, you can go on and subscribe. Oh, you said it's after Roger's talkative mom. Okay, let me see. I think you didn't send it because after Rogers is again Rogers when he was talking about the grand aunt who was a drunkard lady. So there is no trauma there explained. Sorry, Dina. Maybe you can send it again. It's not there. It didn't register. Probably you forgot to send. You wrote and left it at that. Otherwise, guys, it's a live chat, and you can go on in the comment section and drop your comments. Let me know how trauma has affected your relationships, because it does affect us. The way we parent our children. If your father was one that was abusive, beating you, beating your mom growing up, trust me, some people, because of what happened to them growing up, they carry it. You can grow up as a child and all you think is you don't even want to have children, because you start thinking that probably when you are a child, when you have children, they push you to a wall where you start beating them, and then you start beating everyone, even the mother. And I've just seen your comment, Dina. Let me read. I hope this time I'm not skipping anything. And you have written and said, no, Rogers has said, Dina, comment your teyatuuse kanzije tuginoonye wamu. In other words, Dina, your comment really didn't come. I think you typed and didn't send. And that's why we can't see it. Otherwise, everyone can see the comments. And that's why Rogers is responding that it didn't reach. That is why we are not reading it. Otherwise, guys, whatever it is that we go through, because the dad was beating his kids and the mom, this guy said, I felt like I don't want to have children, because if children can push you to a wall where you want to beat them, then I don't want to have them. And if my wife pushes me to the wall to the point that I want to beat her as well, and I beat her, then I don't want to have a woman in my life. So you see how whatever he witnessed growing up is playing in his adult relationships. So a person who would be enjoying a nice marriage or relationship is playing around with casual people simply because he doesn't want commitment and doesn't want responsibility that leads to what he witnessed growing up. Now, there's also people being people pleasing. Yeah, common behaviors we develop from trauma. We develop being common people pleasing, like Dina has said. We start wanting to make everyone happy. You trust me, you can never make everyone happy. You can try, but you can never make everyone happy. Even when you do the right things all the time, people will always find faults. They will always find faults on you just to put you down. So being a people pleaser, seeking to make everyone happy, shouldn't be one of those things that we are going for. It should be that you do what makes you happy, as long as you know it is right. I purposed early in life that I'll do what is right. And as long as I'm right with my God, then the rest will find their way, because I can't please everyone. Like Dina, you try to make everyone happy. Not everyone is going to love you. Not everyone is going to reciprocate your love, your care. So guess what? You just realize that soon and choose to do you. Choose to be happy. Put yourself first for starters. Another common behavior that we develop from trauma is being hyper independent. We depend on, let me first skip that one and go to avoiding intimacy. We can really avoid intimacy because of what happened to you. Probably you saw how it ended with your parents, and you're like, I don't even want to get anyone to get to know me. I'll just buy people off the street. I will not be in a relationship. Or you don't, anyone trying to get closer to you, you back away. Why? Because you think this one may also get to some place where they will just leave me. Because you have been left before, probably by your mom or your dad. And those are the worst people that can ever leave you. If your mother leaves, oh my goodness, it's like you're left alone in this world. It really feels alone. And because it does feel alone, you don't want to stick in any relationship at all. Even if it is your father, if you feel like you've been in a nice family where the father is there, the mother is there, and then the father just chooses to go. Like there's this lady, this is a story I have to tell. This lady says her mom was with the dad, and then the dad was so much of a womanizer. He would leave and then sleep with the ladies on the same village, just next door neighbors, and have kids with them. And then they would go to the same school as her. And then the father would come to visit these other children and leave and not bring anything for her. And yet she goes to the same school. And her mom coped with this and stayed in that relationship for 20 years, until one day the father got this other woman on the village just further down and left the house. But years later, after things had fallen apart, the father came back after like another 20 years, because then they would be married 40 years. The father came back. And when he chose to come back, every one of the kids hated